Because Cotty's always like, you're always talking to me like a child. But in my mind, I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm just
same.
talking regular.
Yeah.
You are talking to her like a child. You were 100%.
I need to record myself
And go to
see,
therapy.
like, how I'm talking.
I've recorded myself.
Well, that's a great episode of King of Queens.
And
I wanted to do it ever since then.
And it doesn't look good on my
Yeah.
I was like,
Gary's like, I'm a monster, dog.
This could never get out there. With no context, you hear her tone, her volume.
Yeah.
Then I enter the picture. It's just so different. When you see the way that the kids react to things, whoever's the quiet one wins. I just go silent and I let her get all of her shit off. And the kids look at her like, why are you talking to dad like that?
Oh, man. So to the kids, it's like they were like, she's a monster to you. Which makes you a bigger
evil.
Here's the thing.
Pure evil.
This makes you a bigger monster because you know this. And she don't know it yet.
Yeah. I'm like, go ahead, get that whole thing off. Come here, kids. It's okay.
He just walks over. He's like, click, hits the record, grabs the kids for the court cases yet later.
Oh, my God.
Your Honor.
Thanks for tuning in. Matter of fact, thanks for your patronage. Wildly inappropriate. See how I brutally honest it? Like, wow, that boy, wow. Don't you see them boys so crazy? Chilling with the homies, dog, Keon, Gary, and KB.
All right, man. We back, fellas. Shit, man.
Back
Welcome.
again. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's an appropriate opening. Thank you to people who watch and tune in and comment. And
Thank you to people who have intention on watching, but they never get around to it. That's a step. That's a step.
Putting us in their watch later.
Yeah. I never goes to my watch.
I got
didn't even know
about
there was
I got
one.
one. Yeah, I got 170, and I got 170 videos in my watch later.
That you never watched? I'm gonna get to it.
But yeah, man, appreciate everybody for always tuning in, man. Y'all be commenting on the episodes too, so we appreciate that. Y'all be active, so that's what's important is that comment and talking to us and having a good time.
I'll be responding too.
Yeah, so it's like I do got to respond a little bit more. Sometimes we be responding through the Wiley page.
I respond as Miranda Cummings.
Oh, she came pulled up to the show.
Oh, she did?
Shout out to Miranda.
Shout out to Miranda for pulling up to the shows in Arizona. She showed up. She had a good time. She brought her pops. It's funny always seeing people that like show us love on here and then see them in person.
Yeah, well they fuck with you for real.
They rock with us super heavy. So
Don't spill that.
This nigga child. You don't know.
This nigga.
Gary been drinking coffee for the past I don't know how many years.
Yeah, but
He struggled. But to drop it.
He be spilling, bro.
What I
be
spill?
spilling, bro. When he makes his tea, nigga, if you ever watch him,
spill?
he fill
In the crib?
Yeah, he be filling up to the top, nigga. He be falling all over the sink, the floor.
When did
Every
that?
time.
That's because you don't have the prop. You don't have a spout.
time, bro.
You don't have a. I'm pouring because I'm pouring it out of a pot.
pour
I'm
it
not
out of
pouring
a
it out
black
of
pot,
a.
so he be
I'm not
like-
pouring it out of a kettle.
He be full.
Okay.
He be
Yeah.
full
So it
Parkinson's
doesn't
with it,
have
nigga.
the
He be
angle.
spilling.
It's not meant to be poured into.
So you don't have anything to put it in?
He don't have anything.
Well, he
doesn't
doesn't
have
drink
a proper.
coffee.
He doesn't have a proper pour.
But that's not Keon's fault. The nigga don't drink coffee.
He don't drink it. He don't drink tea either. He doesn't use hot water. I guess he doesn't transfer hot water from
we have
a pot to
We
a
have
mug.
that thing where you plug in and turn it on and it boils, and I just
yeah.
pour it out of there. So I have it.
Oh, so you do have that
I
one
do
of
have
those.
it, yeah.
That was the invitation to use that was never
I just
extended
pour.
to
I
me.
just pour that into the tea.
He does-
Yeah, I was just meant to struggle. Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm not taking out
I
appliances.
can only sit in the back.
because he needs his coffee.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm not.
Puts me in the.
I'm not an
storage room.
enabler.
I think
You make your tea in the storage room.
and all defense of Keon, I think you should have your coffee ready before you come here. If that's the
Absolutely.
case.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot that goes on in the AM for myself just to get here. So
Why? Why there's
There's
so
a little
much?
more.
It
There's
can't
a-
be just kids in the family. I have that too.
it's a drive.
The drive.
It's also a drive.
The drive I get.
It's also a lot of dropping off. A lot of 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there.
Well, you got to get them in the same school.
Well, they're just not of the same age.
You should have been back to back in it.
They're not the same. I don't
been
have
smashing,
I
bro.
don't have twins.
This is your fault for waiting so long.
Yeah.
You got to hit them back to back.
Hey, that's
You got to
not how
stay
I
in there.
get
Never
down,
get out
man.
the pussy. You know
I
what
mean, I tried. I did the best I could, and this is what I got.
That's crazy. Now that I'm thinking about it, we never did like daycare and shit like that.
Oh yeah, because you always watched them.
Oh yeah, I had them.
You saved hella bread then. Because
Yeah.
I know Cap be
Yeah,
saying, they be
but-
saying daycare is a monster when it comes to stuff.
About the time though.
I mean, they weren't doing nothing. I got a lot done during their naps.
Yeah.
So they sleep for a good 2 hours, and then I got hella shit done in that too, because I knew that was the only window I had.
I do the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With my children, I do the same thing. So
So basically, what we're saying is I'm just a better dad. You know what I'm saying?
hey man.
You should be a better dad.
By the
Yeah. You
that
know.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait, why? Why?
So
Because he had one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a blueprint.
He should be doing even better than he is doing. I think I'm overachieving at this point.
Well, yeah, okay. Gary is overachieving.
I think I'm
for
overachieving.
what he's had.
He's just doing the standard shit.
But what's the thing? I think you doing the basic dad shit. You ain't doing nothing better. Oh, you put your kids in sports. Okay. Put your kids in sports. That's how make you a good dad. You a regular dad, dog.
they got a hitting cage.
This nigga Keon doing the bare minimum. Think he's
That is completely false. This nigga was joking. You jumping off the fucking cliff, nigga. That is hella false.
Oh shit! Really utilizes the microwave.
We don't even have one.
You said earlier you think your brother's a better dad.
I think he's better at activities wise and super involved, but also like plans. Like they're not just like there's some days where I'm like, nigga, I don't want to do nothing. Like I want to chill.
Right.
He is like, come on guys, we gonna go see that they got a thing, a $10 museum. They got like this nigga's gotta find something to do.
He's doing that. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's like you said from the mom a lot of times like they make all these children plans.
He'll do that, and I think, and this is all of us. I think we are rare in the sense that how the stereotype is moms take care of everything. Moms do this better, and with the three of us, we feel like we do better than our counterparts. So we're just like
saying that publicly is crazy.
I'll do it. Like, I'll get it.
Yeah.
But it could be from, like Gary said, because of how we came up. We're just like, well, this isn't crazy.
Right.
Like I think when you come up different, a lot of things that may seem like chaos, it's not chaos, or it's not that difficult. Like you just this, and this, and I'll do it. It's fine. Like it's not a big deal. I think we don't get as over shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting to see people's capacity for like inconvenience. Like some people just can't handle it.
Yeah.
They like anything goes awry. It's like like your heart rate goes up.
I just can't.
It's so crazy.
much going on right now. You just
But I understand, if you lived sort of in a controlled environment, then you would be very easily affected by things that are no longer in your control.
You know what's funny? Yeah, because I know how Gary talks about it too, and I think how I grew up too. We kind of grew up in, even though I grew up in a military household, there was still some type of controlled chaos. Like it was chaos, but there was also some control in there. So when stuff kind of happens, I'm just kind of just like, all right, if I can't control it, I'm not about to sit here and lose my damn mind.
Yeah,
shit,
and I grew up in a scenario where I had no control, so I don't value control. I don't need control of things. I just adapt to whatever energy is out there, whatever is going on out there. I adapt.
Gotcha.
I don't try to enforce or impose myself on. No, this needs to be done this way. I just try to. I usually more do a better job adapting to other people in scenarios.
Now, in the defense of moms and all moms, I've seen kids, even that are not my own, with their mom versus their dad. It's just different. Like the kids just be giving the mom hell. It's just what it is.
Yeah, hell.
It's just they be like, we have it easier, and it's not just because we're more stern or more disciplined. It is just it's almost like it must be in our DNA. Like they know.
Yeah, it's
they
something.
Just know, like, all right, I'm not fucking with him.
Like I had a parent-teacher conference today, and it's kind
of mine's today too.
She's going through the whole academic thing, and she just kept saying, academically, he's doing so well. Academically,
she's trying to soft serve it.
She was just
academically. Hurry up.
Academically, but he is still a little. He's gotten a lot better. He's doing so much better. But he still has some issues with the pushing and the I'll ask him yada yada yada. Jess said as we were walking across the street to get in the car, she was like, I'm over it now.
Oh,
And then
she's over it.
She's over it now.
Oh, okay.
She's over it now. And then she looked at me and she's like, she's like, you don't have anything to offer? I was like, nope, I'm glad you got there.
Yeah.
I had to deal with like the back and forth, trying to like comfort you and let you know that it's fine. And you're like, no, it's the end of the world. The world is ending. I think you realize the impact that had on me having to deal with you.
What about me? Is that how you said it?
No, I was just like, oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you come to that conclusion.
No condescending tones, none of that.
It may have sounded condescending to her at the time, but I was like, I'm happy that you've reached that conclusion.
Do you think that it could be sounding condescending to her, or it actually was condescending?
It was kind of condescending. Like,
Are you condescending?
I can be condescending.
I can too.
I can be pretty.
I think everybody can
condescending.
be.
Yeah. No, I think it's
And
a
your-
thing.
In your natural tone.
It's a thing.
In my natural
It's a thing.
and it's a problem.
It's a as a person who, that's why I recognized his so fast. I was like, that's me. I do this shit.
Last night, she offered Jory a second helping of spaghetti. And Jory was like, yeah, I want more spaghetti. And then she offered her, do you want more applesauce too? And Jory said, yeah. And I was like, maybe you should give her one. Just give her the spaghetti first, see if she eats it, and then give her applesauce.
You say, maybe you should give her spaghetti first.
No.
Because she might not eat the applesauce.
I think I said it. I think I said it in a way where immediately in my mind, I was like, if she wanted to be defensive right now, she could.
And it would be right for these.
It would be right.
Okay.
So I addressed it later, like after things kind of like, after they ate and stuff. I was like, hey, did I say that kind of like in a harsh tone? You know?
That's gross.
Hey, let me tell you
And
something.
she was like, you kind of did, but it was accurate. So I just which is why you saw like I didn't say anything. I just went in and did it.
Let me tell you something, man. I preach therapy on here a lot. Gary fought it. Who needs?
I still don't do individual therapy though.
Yeah,
It doesn't
just
matter.
couples.
But you're in there. You're
But
in there.
I think
and
that's
there's
just
growth.
But I think that is just.
It's
I mean,
growth.
It's growth, but I don't know if I can attribute it to all therapy because I'm not in therapy and I be doing it.
I mean,
because Cody's always like, you're always talking to me like a child, but in my mind, I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm just
same.
talking regular.
Yeah.
but you are.
But I'm just like,
You are talking to her like a child, nigga. You were 100%.
and so I'm like, I don't know. I need to record myself
And go to
see,
therapy.
like how I'm talking.
I've recorded myself.
Like how
I can see Gary doing that.
I've recorded our interactions.
Yeah. Well, that's a good episode of King of Queens. I
And
saw
it-
that one. I wanted to do it ever since then.
And it doesn't look good on my
Yeah.
I was like,
Gary's like, I'm a monster, dog.
this could never get out there.
Your career is over.
This could never get in the world. Even like with no context? With no context? No, because no.
Oh,
Because
hilarious.
no. Because you just play the tape. You hear her voice. You hear her tone, her volume.
Yeah.
And then I enter the picture. And it's just so different. So I learned even through therapy, I was like, dude, and just when you see the way that the kids react to things, I was like, nigga, the quiet man wins. Whoever's the quiet one wins, in my opinion.
As far as
And I've been doing that recently, and like when things get heightened, I just go silent, and I let her get all of her shit off, and the kids look at her like,
Yeah.
why are you talking to dad like that?
Oh man! So to the kids, it's gonna look like they were like, "Oh, she's a monster to you." Which makes you a bigger.
Pure evil.
Here's the thing.
Pure evil.
This makes you a bigger monster because you know this, and she don't know it yet.
Yeah. I'm like, go ahead, get that whole thing off. Come here, kids. It's okay.
He just walks over. He's like, click, hits the record, grabs the kids for the court cases yet later.
Oh my god!
Your Honor, I think they should come live with me.
Oh my god.
She's insane.
Yeah, you see this
Oh,
monster that they
man.
have to deal with every single day. This is crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I was telling Cody the other day, actually, though, I was like, you know what's crazy? Not crazy because we don't have a chaotic household anyway. But I was like, the last couple weeks, I feel like it has been very, very like beyond calm in the house.
Yeah.
Like even with the kid, no breakdowns, no, like it's been weirdly calm. Like
It's
why
been
is
the
everybody
longest it's
chilling?
been. It's been as long as it's been like
No,
that?
it's just so noticeable. Like, especially when you have kids, there's
Yeah.
gonna be some shit. You know what I mean?
Right, but your kids are also older now.
Yeah, but it's getting like to the point I noticed it where I was just like, I haven't even like, even when I talk to them, when I'm talking to them about like, y'all need to do your school, I'm just like, hey guys, make sure. Like I was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is
Yeah.
happening? Like I
Yeah.
don't know if I just stopped. I don't know.
Your kids are getting
if-
older. I think it's a combination of things.
Yeah,
and, and your
I'm
kids are
chilling.
pretty mature also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I'm just like I'm just chilling, and then I like even with her, I'm like, all right, like I don't. It's just been hella calm in the house,
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Like
and happy, like happy as fuck. Like
Yeah.
everybody's just like, all right.
Ooh, like her and I went silent on this one. This is a great moment. This is a
This
beautiful
nigga just
moment.
trying to win.
No, I'm not trying
that's
to
all
win.
it is. That's
I'm
all
not
it
trying
is.
to win.
Gary,
I'm not
Gary
trying to
don't
win.
care about the actual results. He's
I'm
just
not
like,
trying to win.
how do I look?
I'm not trying to win. No, because it's worked for me. Because I can win. I can easily win.
Okay.
But it won't be heard. It won't be, it won't be heard.
Yeah.
Like I can, dude, like, but I showed her and I was like, she's not gonna laugh at this, but I showed her that nail in the head video.
Oh yeah.
I showed her that, and we had like a whole like conversation about it, and she was getting heated. So bad. She was getting so bad, and I was just chilling.
Yeah.
I
What
was
was she
just
mad
chilling.
about though?
Because
'Cause it's true?
The debate becomes like, and I still have this question, and I have not like gotten a good answer. How do you listen? What is your responsibility when somebody is just venting? If and they may not even know that they want to just vent, but like
Right.
if it turns out that they just want to vent, what is your responsibility on the receiving end at the end of the vent? What is your responsibility?
Yeah.
What am I supposed
My
to do with that
ears?
information?
Yeah.
Am I a wall right now?
I'm a
that you
wall.
can talk
You're
to?
a wall.
Yeah. So all right.
So you offer no response, but when people vent, they're not venting just to vent. They're seeking some affirmation,
Yeah, but
some
I can't-
validation. Like
But I
you know what
can't
I'm saying,
affirm-
right?
I can't affirm bullshit though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So your silence, it suggests that you disagree.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not telling you. So okay, this is a perfect example. I'm glad you brought this up. So Kev on stage made a video about, hey, just agree with your wife, like blah blah. And I got in the comments, I was like, I can't do that.
I'm
I was like,
100%
can't
with
do
you.
that.
Yeah, I can't.
I said what I've learned over time though
Yeah.
is some people do just like to vent and they're not looking for advice. Because he was like, they already know they're wrong. They blah blah. Just
No, they don't,
Just
but
nod
go
your
ahead.
head. Well, even if they do though, he was like, just nod your head and agree.
Yeah.
And I said, I can't lie.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't
I
perform.
can't do. I can't.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I don't agree, I'll be quiet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say because I used to be like, well, I don't know, like
Yeah.
your coworker's
Yeah.
correct or whatever. And now, if you want to just get your shit off, I'll let you get it off. But if you're looking for me to affirm your bullshit, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not. And so some girl was like, I'm not, picking at you. I just want to know, like, why can't you do it? I was like, because I feel like
It's
that's
fake.
teaching. It's fake and it's affirming bad behavior. Like,
Yes,
I'm not gonna let you just be
100%.
crazy. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'll be quiet.
Yeah.
If you want to just get your shit off, but I'm not gonna sit here and go down the rabbit hole with you. This is
Yeah.
bullshit.
Also,
Yeah.
too, y'all women are already insane enough. I don't want to add to the behavior of your insanity. That's why I always say, I said this on here before, but I was like, with my wife, I always say this: if you just want to get stuff off your chest, just let me know that, so I know to just lock it in this way.
Right.
And so she goes, hey, I just want to this is just me. I just want to get stuff off my chest. I was like, cool. I know not to respond. I know to just sit here and I just go.
But like
And
the
then-
way
and
Kev,
and then what do you
but
do
in
when she's
Kev's
done?
video,
I'm gonna say when she's done,
You like, oh, so you want to
I was like,
want some of these noodles?
yeah,
What are you
what's-
supposed to do?
I was just like,
What's the
I was like-
dismount?
no, so I just be
Yeah.
like, all right, so like, I mean, I say anything else. I was like, all right, cool. I was like, so I was like, all right, you don't need me to say anything. I'm just cool right here. You need me to say anything? She'd be like, no, I'm just cool. I'm like, all right, cool. All right. Then I'll be like, yeah, you want something to eat or we need to
Yeah.
whatever. But I always at the end, I always just wrap it up and be like, so I'm making sure you don't want any information from me because I got some. And she just like, no, I kind of just wanted to just essentially word vomit, get everything off my chest, and that's the end of it.
because
Cool.
I'm okay
I
with
think
that.
that's selfish.
In Kev's video, he was saying agree and affirm, and I said absolutely not,
Absolutely
nigga,
not. That's
absolutely
crazy.
not.
That's crazy.
I'm not doing that.
Nah.
I wouldn't do that with anybody though. It's not a wife specific. I'm not gonna go with you on your bullshit.
Well,
I'm not
I
doing that.
think what I've heard from people that have been together for, because how long you and Kylie been together? 10 years at this point.
We'll be married for 10 this year,
So like 12,
but we've
13?
been together like 13, 14, 20, 13.
Okay, so you that's a pretty good time. I'm only 7 years
Yeah.
together, 2 years in. So it's like, I think with people that are like 15, 20 years in, especially when it comes to men, it seems like sometimes with men, they're either so beat up over this. They're just like, bro, just trust me. Because even when I go on stage and I ask, like, what's the thing? They're just like, man, let's let your wife talk. She's always right. Don't argue with her.
but
Just
I
let her
don't-
have it.
I'm like, no.
I'm just like, I can't do
I
that,
can't do
dog.
that.
I can't
do
let
that.
it happen.
I'll let her get her shit off, but
For
I'm
sure.
not gonna sit here and agree with you if you're wrong.
So now I need
can't
to
do
know.
it.
So now I need to know what's my approach now.
I just
what do I do
just
now?
I just sometimes I'm just listening. Like, and I don't think she even notices. Like, there is no end. She gets her story off, and then we continue watching our show. You know what I mean? Like, so she'll do her shit, blah blah, and then so blah blah blah, and then she'll stop, and then we just keep watching the show.
Just turn the value back
Yeah,
up.
like I'll pause it and I'll listen, and then
Yeah.
I'll just start the show back up. Like,
Okay.
I think people just want to get their shit off.
Let me ask you
You know?
guys this then.
I think it's selfish though.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead with that.
On
I think
Whose
I think it's selfish on the person who's venting.
Oh, I mean, I don't care. I don't.
I think it depends on it. Now, I think that it goes to that. It's like, do you care or not? It's like
No.
you must care. So why do you think it's selfish?
I think it's selfish to because you can actually just do that to a wall.
Seeing selfish of your time. Like, why are you bothering me?
So
Like,
you
why-
you ate up 30
why are
minutes
you
to an
bringing
hour
me
of my
into
time.
this?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I don't mind it because I do want to know what's going on in your world.
Right.
So I'm like,
But
okay. And I just like to know where you're at.
Yeah. And
You
sometimes
know,
I
like,
Okay.
what are you what are you going?
Yeah.
Because like, let's say she never gets that out. Then one day you offer her some spaghetti and she flips the fuck out.
yeah.
okay.
And now you take that personally, but had she vented, you know, that's that other shit you're dealing with. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
And now you're not defensive. You're chilling. Like, I like her to get her shit off because I like to know where she's at mentally. So then when
Right.
shit goes down, I'm like, that ain't about me.
I
Or
love
that
I
ain't,
love
you know.
I love the idea of people getting their shit off. But like if someone has something to offer in that scenario to help offer calm or peace or resolution, like allow that.
But here's the thing, Gary. You're talking about somebody who's insane. You're talking about
yeah.
people that's insane.
I
Like,
mean,
when
if
it
we
co-
want to generalize, yeah, I guess you could say that then.
Because when it comes to a lot of times with us, right? I'm going to rarely ever just say, hey, I just need to get this off my chest, especially when it comes to talking to my homies, right? I'm going to always be like,
often do niggas just be like, hey man, just let me
right, if I'm saying.
let me get your ear for about 5 minutes.
It happens.
for no
It
reason.
happens,
It does
but
happen. It does
It's
happen.
not as,
It's just more
it's
rare.
not as frequent.
Yeah.
Because
So my-
usually dudes have already played out
Uh-huh.
a lot of shit. Like,
right.
But you're usually open to a response.
But
though.
but niggas don't vent because niggas will be like, all right, bro, am I tripping? Like, they
Yeah.
want to know.
Yeah.
you want to know.
Am I acting?
You want information
character,
back.
yeah.
Like, I'm not here just to word
I'm not
vomit
just-
on you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know, am I? Is this
Yeah.
situation?
Yes.
Am I? Because I'm looking for results.
That's how conversation works.
Yeah, I'm looking for results. They don't want results all the time though. They just want. We are. Okay, here's problem A.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm trying to solve this and move the fuck on.
Well, that's
where they
why-
just be like, I just want to be heard and
yeah.
seen. If I don't give a shit.
Well, that's why men
What's
are
the
usually
result?
men are
Yeah.
usually solution oriented because of that reason. That's why we're always like, all right, how do we solve this problem? Because like we don't have time to just sit there and be like, got it off my chest.
Well, the
And
thing
the
is-
problem's not solved. I still got to go back to this problem.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right.
What does venting do? Like, what is
It's
you know?
selfish.
What I mean?
It's selfish.
I mean, just being
Hey,
able
just
to,
sit there and listen to me speak. Offer nothing. Offer nothing educational. Nothing. You just sit there and you fucking listen, and that's it.
Well, my thing is, I would almost be more okay with that if I knew you were gonna then handle it yourself. But like Keenan just said, if it's gonna come up again, or you can do it again, then what was the point of the vent?
Hey,
you're not
you get-
solving shit.
after the first vent, and you come back to me with that same problem, I'm going to say something. This
Yeah.
time. You don't
'Cause
get.
what's the point?
You don't get 4 vents on the same subject. That's
What's your
crazy
vent,
to me.
What's your
Crazy.
vent limit?
One.
Vent limit?
One.
I
One a
don't
week?
know.
Well, it
One a
depends how
week?
big it is too. If it's like a big,
One
minute-
if
one minute
it's
a
a
week?
big thing,
Oh, you talking about?
not a week.
It could be different. If it's different category,
If
you
it's
can get as
different
many
vents?
vent sauces as you want.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
But if it's the same thing, it's like, all right, my nigga, like change your behavior then, or
Yeah.
your reaction to their behavior, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But like, bro, do something.
Because
what are you doing?
Because now on the second and third vent on the same subject and the same incident, now you're really wasting my time. Because now we can solve this issue. And
Now you
you're-
just want to fuss, and
Yeah.
I'm not here for fuss.
And I'm not exactly. That's what you got homegirls for. You give me one of those vents, and then you go give them the other 2 or 3 of those.
Yeah, I'm not.
So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, but I think it just goes back to what as dudes. A lot of times, it's like we're always kind of being like, "Hey, man, I could be tripping," or I don't. Like my thing is too. At least for me, I take constructive criticism very well. I would say that too. A lot of people don't take constructive criticism that well. So it's like when you come in and be like, hey, Keenan, you was wrong for that. I can be like, damn, was I, nigga? When you said it like this and did this, damn, I didn't look at it that way. Hey, all right, I'm gonna have to go apologize. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I laughed when you was like, nigga, it's you. I'm like, I know. Because I know my tone, but,
Right.
it's not, I don't know if it's nature or nurture. You feel me? Like we were talking about earlier. I think when you play college level sports, how you speak changes because how you get spoken to changes. And then you stop tripping off tone.
But there's a lot of people that didn't play college sports that
I know only
Yeah.
3% of people. We know it's a very small.
right.
So you're just like, Gary doesn't think he's insane for talking like that. He's just like, nigga.
No, what I'm saying is that there's a lot of other dudes out there that have the same thought process that you guys had, and I have too. Where it's just like they didn't play college sports and they still have that same mindset. So it can't just be a college sports thing. It has to come from somewhere.
Mine comes from
because we were talking about
obviously my
tone.
upbringing.
Yeah,
my tone. My tone is because my mom
and what
my
you call it?
brother,
What's the word we used?
and I'm the youngest.
Condescending.
Yeah.
Right. It like the condescending tone is very. It is very college sport. Everything is sarcastic. Everything is you ain't like it's almost like and because everything's so competitive, you do have I got to be better than that, and then who cares about delivery? Like it's a lot of moving parts that play into how you end up speaking after a while because you're just like, all right, nigga, well,
yeah,
this is what it is.
And I think beyond that, my goal is always to be honest and to not leave any room for subtext that can be misconstrued.
Yeah.
Like I want you to hear what I said and I want you to understand it. I don't want you to be like, well, did he actually mean? And I think in a culture where everything is supposed to be like, it's supposed to be nice and polite society, I think you can say so much awful shit with a polite tone and with so much like underlying like subtext that you don't know what the fuck you just heard.
Yeah.
Or what okay, do you was that mean? Like I like it to be clear. Like
Right.
I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to be clear.
Yeah.
And for me, in the way that I receive information, as long as like the subject is rooted in truth, as long as it's the truth, as long as it's like, oh, this is fact, then I don't give a fuck how you get it off.
Well, that's the thing too. I think that I still might not like your tone with some things, right? Because even when it came to coaches or whatever, my parents, like I said, I was raised by like pit bulls, so it's like the tone can still mess me up, but I can still hear the message. Yeah. And I think with some people, once the tone is a certain way, the message is dead. They can't hear anything. They go deaf or they get triggered. And I would say, yeah, of course, as a coach, when you're playing sports for sure, you don't have time to really.
You don't have time.
It's time.
You have to accept this shit. It's like if you're running plays, like, just get it the fuck done. You're like, fuck, you got to.
Matter of fact, you saying that's the difference.
It's time
between regular life and college sports. Your time.
Yeah.
You don't have time to mope. You don't have time to. You're on to the next play is the thing. Like, move the fuck on. Like, we got shit to do.
Everything is so immediate.
Your schedule. Everything is
so immediate.
Everything. So you're just like.
That's why it comes out in parenting.
You saying I just hit. I just realized that right now.
And that's what I said. If I have the time, like, to kind of package a message, I'll go through the work to do that. But if a kid does something and the response is immediate and the instruction is immediate, it may not come out like, do you think that you could possibly perhaps, would it be a good idea? Would you care if like maybe we went and got a mop to mop this up?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's like, no, go get the mop to mop this up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why
like, it's immediate.
You'll see a parent be like, get your ass. Like, you see a very aggressive, immediate response.
Yeah.
We don't have time. It's like, especially if there's like danger or whatever the case may be. I don't have time to, I think we talked about it before with the getting the girl out the bed for the fire. For the fire.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like
time.
Yeah, it's like I don't have time to soften my delivery right now. You have to listen, and then afterwards you want to be like, well, after we're safe, we can do that. But right now, shut the fuck up and listen to what I'm saying.
It's like when you're trying to pop at a chick in the bar, you got time to create the message,
finesse
come
it.
through the message. But if she just walking by you in the street, you're like, hey, yo, bitch, come here. I want you.
I ain't got time.
I ain't got time to be trying to figure out exactly what to say. You fine as fuck. And you got ass. Stop. Give me a second. Let me get my thoughts together. Let me get my thoughts together.
Stop is hilarious. Stop. Hold on.
Stop is hella funny.
And
Yeah.
hilarious way that honestly makes sense. It's just like, yeah,
all of this makes so much sense now. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'd be like, why am I like that? Why am I everything efficiency and blah? Because I was like, I did that from age 7 to 23. Like I did that for so long, where it was just like efficient, efficient,
And that's why I
efficient, efficient.
But that's why too I would say it's not necessarily just college sports. I would say it might be sports in general.
Well,
too.
we said college because the level it goes to,
it goes to
at
a
that
different level
next-
for sure.
It's insane.
It's shocking. It's shocking.
It's
For sure.
insane. They're so nice to you on the recruiting. They're so nice to you.
It's a
blah
100%
blah,
flip.
and then that day,
Day one.
it's crazy. The
Right.
flip. You're like, I don't even know this
Like, who are
person.
you?
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
It's crazy,
I
and
would
then
say-
you just get used to it.
Because I would say even when it comes to like, yeah, because there's some girls that have it too, right? It's like the girls, like I would say a lot of times dealing with women that were athletes too, just in general growing up, they just have a different mindset
Yeah.
than the average girl.
Because they used to being cussed out. They're used to the efficiency. You don't have time. And
Right.
then not only do you not have time mid athletic event, your whole schedule, you don't have time.
Right.
Because you always got to do shit.
And also-
so it's just like,
I
hey,
would say also too, when you're dealing in sports, it's a team thing so much. It's not an individual sport in most cases.
Right.
So it's just like, yo, if you mess up something from a timing perspective,
Yeah.
you might mess it up for the whole
For
team.
everything.
And
Everything's
it's like
fucked up.
we need everybody on the same.
you
fucking
weren't here when you were
schedule.
supposed to be here. This place fucked. You know what I mean? Now
Exactly.
it's a shit show,
Yep.
and then like it's just like, yo, I got to get this done. And then they start treating you like an adult. You know, some people you get babied longer.
For sure.
In college sports, there's no more baby. Your parent. That's first. Your parent. You're on my time now. Like
Yeah.
there's no more parents. There's no more. You're gonna
Yeah.
do this shit. It's gonna get done. And,
and
then
I'm just like, nigga, my
and
daddy
you-
been gone.
Yeah.
So what do you? This
You're
is
some-
this
you-
isn't scary.
You
man.
can, you can see the kids that had grew up either without a
my
parent or a
God.
certain disciplinary parent that was just like, this is not bothering me for real. And the kid that didn't have that, they're just like, they're in shock.
But
They're
then
like,
some
oh,
of those
whoa.
kids are also like ultra like hypersensitive. Like they feel challenged. Like they're challenging their masculinity. So when they're being spoken to in a certain tone, they just
Yeah.
like flip out.
Yeah.
Like you can only
They
take
never
it
had
for
a
so
male
much.
yell at them like that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like coaches for me, I'm like, nigga, I done been, you know what I mean? I don't take it personal. You know,
No,
it's just
never. Yeah.
it's just
Well,
what it
I
is.
did.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said
yeah.
that's the difference. Like I'm like, bro, I didn't.
But then you see it to everybody. You see it happen to everyone else.
Yeah.
And if it's like kind of widespread amongst like, if that's the culture, then it's like, okay, now we can kind of just like
Yeah.
sit back and like laugh.
Then it becomes hilarious.
Yeah.
It becomes. Then you start
Like, remember
laughing
they
at the
called
crash
you
outs.
gay?
Yeah. Eventually, you start laughing at the crash outs, bro,
Oh,
because
dude, it's so
you
funny.
know this grown man is losing his mind
Yeah.
because his job's on the line. I get
Yeah.
it now as an
It
adult,
is.
but
Yeah.
as a kid, you're like, relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calm down, bro.
But like we don't understand the stakes in that.
I
think
didn't.
it's-
I'm not thinking about you moving your whole family when you get a new
Yes,
job, and I'm not
yes.
thinking about that shit.
It is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy to have so much stake in a 18 to 22 year old. You know, hypothetically,
Who's
like
finding
black
himself,
kid,
yeah.
you know, I mean, you gonna say nigga a couple times at home. It's like when you're
white coach?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. when your 5-year-old son is like, Daddy, why do we have to move to Minnesota? He's like,
Yeah.
because that fucking Jamad fucking kept
Wouldn't go to-
running up,
yeah.
jumping hitches in cover 3. And now we gotta fucking, I lost my fucking job. Now we gotta move. This shit is high stakes.
Yeah, it's
hilarious.
crazy, man. And then the responsibility of it, the school, they don't, they're just not babying you. Go to class, do your shit. Like they'll try to help because they want you to play.
Yeah.
You feel me? So they'll go talk to a professor for you or something like that. But it's just like you just get so used to that kind of verbiage, and then
Yeah.
you become a parent or you're in a relationship, and
And
you're just
it
like,
doesn't
what the
prepare
fuck are
you
you
for the
whining
world.
about? What are you
Yeah.
like? What are you? Hey, man.
Do you
It doesn't prepare you for society, like in a
Yeah, you're not-
That's
you're
not
in this
how
bubble.
corporate
Yeah.
America works.
Yeah.
That's not how relationships work. Like you can't talk to people like that
Yeah.
in the outside world.
So would you say that it's good that you guys have a balance at home then, where your ladies aren't that way and you are that way?
It's an adjustment.
Big
I love
adjustment.
the way that I love who she is and like that the contrast versus who I am, and I'm softening up a bit. Like I'm pretty soft for the
I've
most
gotten
part.
way better.
For the most part, I'm pretty soft.
Mhm.
I'm pretty, but you know, I just got tough skin in regards to like just bullshit.
Right.
Like I'm expecting bullshit to happen.
Mm.
I'm like, when's the like today? I had a parent teacher conference at 7:40.
Mm.
My daughter wakes up every morning at 5 a.m. To get to the parent teacher conference, I got to drop her off at school at 7 and then rush back over to his school to get to the parent teacher conference. My daughter every morning wakes up at 5 a.m. Today, she wakes up at 7 o'clock. And I'm like, of course she wakes up at 7 o'clock today. I'm not like, I'm just like, all right, let's boom, 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 let's go. And I still got there. So, you know, but it's just, I'm expecting shit to happen.
Right.
Some people, when shit happens, like, I can't believe that happened.
Like,
Yeah.
That's life.
I think I always prepare for like just different scenarios. I'm like, all right, this can go great, but it's like there's 10 other scenarios that how this can go. So
now you go deep. That's the difference. Like, so I'm like more like Gary. We're like, okay, bad shit could happen, and if it does, whatever. Keenan be like, he goes deep into the worst case, like deep into the worst case. Like, nigga, we can all die right now. It's like, bro, like,
playing it out to crash during this podcast right now into this place right now. That's my brain.
Like he goes deep, and I'm like, whoa, dial it back. It'll be fine.
I definitely.
He's been going into all the scenarios of like how to raise his kid. Like he's like,
fine.
nigga, most of that shit's gonna go out the window when that baby comes.
You know what's crazy? I never thought about that shit.
I
was like, all right,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes it's fun to think of the scenarios, and two, just like it also just like it prepares me because when I have like the 20 different scenarios, it's like Doctor Strange. It's just like right. It's like when I have all that, it's like now I'm prepared for when anything pops off. It's just like there's no shock there. There's no whatever. And I'm able to handle the situation a lot better. And sometimes, like you say, it's a situation that doesn't even happen in your scenario, and you got to adjust on the fly. So I always had that moment where it's like, all right, I got to be able to adjust on whatever happens that I'm not prepared for, and then I'm also prepared for some of these things, so I can adjust quicker probably to those things. Yeah. That's just how my mindset is.
I'll say one thing too about the sports. What it does, a negative effect I feel it has is to get to that level of sports, you had to be such a small percentage of something, right?
You're special in a sense.
And I deal with life like everybody should be able to do the same shit.
Be able to adapt.
To be able, but just so efficient. Like when I'm raising kids or when I'm talking to Cody or whoever, like I'm like, I was able to do that. Why can't you do this? Yeah. And that is a problem that I have with everyone. Which is like, why can't you do? It's not hard, you know. Why can't you do these little things? Blah 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 blah. And then I have to like go back and realize the outlier shit. I always have to go back to the outlier shit that I think is the norm, because so if I'm watching these kids are 7, they're 9, and I'm watching these games, like everybody's trash.
Yeah.
Because when I was that age, and it's like that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So I think that's a negative effect that sports has, because you're just used to.
It raises your expectations.
Yeah, your expectations are very, very high for everything. And you're just like, I don't understand why you not only can't do this, but you're okay with just being this. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You're not trying to be the best. You're not trying to, like, that shit is weird.
Well, some kids are also too. I know for me, I'm able to I guess put it in a space where it's just like some kids are literally in here because of their parents. They're putting them in here.
Absolutely.
Some people just in here for exercise. Like when we got into basketball, it was like we told our parents, put us in the basketball at the Boys and Girls Club. Put us in the basketball at these particular camps, because it's like we told our parents to do that. They didn't have to go like, hey, we're gonna put you guys in sports this year. We're like, no, we want to hoop.
Yeah.
We love watching Michael Jordan play. I want to be as good as that. Yeah. So,
like, when I be seeing comments on the internet and then people are like, let the kids have fun. I'm like, what the fuck is fun about sucking? What is fun about losing? Like, I don't get, like, sports was fun for me because excelling was fun.
Bro.
I'm like, what's fun about just being out there? Like,
dog,
what?
I don't know if you guys were ever on a bad team before, but
absolutely.
I played on a bad team. We went like, it was total of 10 games, and we went 2-8. And I remember they were just like, man, we're cool. We won one game this time. I was just like, y'all cool with winning. Bro, I'm trying to get to the playoffs. If we get a bigger trophy when we go to the playoffs, like, it's like we get a bigger pizza party. Like, they got to pay for all this stuff. I was like, bro, we ain't going to get none of that shit if we don't fucking win.
Like, I would have meltdowns.
And I was the only player trying to play hard. And I remember that they were just sitting there. I had one kid on my team that was shooting the other basket. I'm like, get this bum-ass nigga out of here, bro.
On the other basket?
Nigga.
I would have crashed the fuck out.
And you got to understand, like, and it wasn't like we weren't 6. We were like, this is right before like this is like right before like a high school. Like, so
That's
we're
way
like,
too late.
Yeah, it's like we're like 12.
You don't need to be out here no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dog, like who? Like, I was like, man, who put me on this team? I remember the coach telling me, like, Keenan, we just need you to lock in, be a star, and it's just like, and I was pretty good, but it was just like, yo, we're playing against a team that got 3 niggas that are just nice. And I was like, I can't guard all 3 of these niggas.
Yeah.
Okay, he's locked down, but other 2 just scored 15 apiece. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. So it's just like, I don't know. I was just like, I'm with you. I can't.
I think it's a culture, but also people do play for different reasons.
Absolutely.
You know,
I just don't understand that.
yeah,
I don't understand it.
yeah, but also understand most people are mediocre.
And that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a mentality I have to accept and change. Most people are mid.
Well,
You're mediocre at some things.
Yeah.
What do you feel like you're?
And I
mediocre
stay
at?
out of that.
Oh, you just avoid it.
I'm like, that ain't my shit. Nigga.
So you don't-
I ain't a homework nigga. You know.
These niggas, man. But my thing is too is like here's the thing, when it's something that you might, because here's the thing, you might not be good at something that you want to do though. Like for instance, like I'm not good at like the camera setup stuff, right? But I was below mediocre. I was below average at it. But I'm like, all right, cool. I want to get good at this so I can make my stuff look the best. So I watch a bunch of videos on it. I try to study on how to do it. I ask questions. I ask people about their equipment because I want to get better at it. So you just go, if I'm not good at it, I just don't do it. Or you go,
No,
like, all right,
if it's something I care about, I'm gonna get good at it.
Got it.
I have to care. That's really what it is. I have to care. Like if I'm mid at something but I don't care about it, I don't care about being mid. Cause so what? If I care, I'm gonna get good at it because I give a fuck.
Right. So you're not one of those people. If somebody says something that you don't like that you're mid at, and they go like, you trash at that. Do you go like,
absolutely,
I'm about to get great at this, or you go like, I don't care about this enough to get better at it.
I'm like, you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
What do you care about?
Now, just stand up in my family. That's it. I don't really care about nothing else.
Yeah.
Like absolutely nothing else. My family, and when I say family, I mean extended as well.
Yeah.
Friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then my career, nothing else matters to me.
That's interesting. I thought about that. I was thinking about that last night. It's like, what is life aside from spirituality, if you have that, family, and busting like a fat nut? Like, is there anything else? Like
Food.
Okay.
Food is up there.
Okay, food.
Is food how would you compare food to nut busting? Like how
1A and 1B.
1A, 1B?
Yeah.
And what's one of
I don't
1A?
know. It depends on the day, baby.
Depends on the day.
It depends on the day, baby.
The food could be better than the
I done had a meal before. I'm like, hey, fuck the pussy, man. This is the best pasta I've ever had in my life. This is insane.
Yeah.
Food can't do it for you because it varies. You know the different tastes. Yeah, pasta versus sweets, whatever.
Certain jambalaya, like I done had a jambalaya before. I'm like, nigga, this is incredible.
This might as well be pussy.
It might as well.
It might as well
I'm
be
eating it the same. Nigga.
Hey.
This could have very well been pussy, and I couldn't tell the difference.
There was one time when I first had Mastro's butter cake. That was my response. I said, this tastes like warm pussy, but sweeter. It tasted incredible.
What if the chef came out and she was like,
That's my cream on there. I'm like, oh, box that
I
up
see
for
what
me.
you did there. I see what you
she
did.
had her apron, but she opened it like,
Did you box it up for your boy though? Appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely.
Yeah, because
is
you
one
make
that-
bread. You can make bread with pussy juice.
with yeast.
Yeah, the yeast from the pussy juice, you can make bread. Yep.
that doesn't sound
fine.
sanitary.
Here's the thing. It sounds nasty, but if somebody presented,
Probably the healthiest thing you can.
Yeah,
Right.
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 It cures cancer.
Let's say it gets presented to you and you don't know. You ate like this. This is some
is
moist
amazing.
ass,
Yeah.
perfect soft
Yeah.
cake. Sweetness is perfect. The cream on there is perfect.
Hey,
And
bro,
we're like,
that
hey,
might be.
I made this for my
that might
vagina.
be a business idea for a bakery.
I'm sure it's already out there. I'm sure these white women be doing stuff like that. They be like, make some yeast cake.
So what do y'all care about?
I just told you, man. Ultimately, at the end of the day, man, yeah. I wouldn't even put food up there, man. Just spirituality, family, nut.
I know for me, I enjoy getting better as a person. Like I look at where I started at and where I came from, and then where I'm at now, And no, I'm just being honest. And Keon, like I said, Keon has saw
evolution.
Keon has saw me progress. I remember Keon was just like, I could tell therapy's working on you.
Yeah.
Who were you at your worst?
At my worst, I would say an angry person.
Just angry,
From
impatient,
Outside looking in, I would say anxious.
anxious.
anxious
Okay.
also.
Like a lot of times I'd be like,
It's not
nigga,
scary.
relax.
Scared.
Anxious is not
Anxiety
necessarily.
is fear.
I can't say.
I
It's just
I put
fear.
a tiny bit in there.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not
Yeah.
going to say that there isn't some fear in there. But I'm not. It is not a 100%. Oh, you're anxious because you're afraid. It's like, sometimes it's just like it's like, damn, I feel like I didn't prep enough. That's not me being afraid. It's just like, damn.
But that's a
That's
part
fear.
of
That's
a
rooted in
fear of
fear.
the unknown.
Yeah.
It's a
Well, I'm saying in the sense
fear
of
of
like,
failure. It's a fear. Like they're all little tiny fears, insecurities. That's what anxious is.
Yeah.
Like,
But I
and
don't
we all do it.
So
you
you're
know?
you're anxious and angry. Where were you angry at?
I mean, I had an upbringing that just
Yeah,
made me
you
angry.
just,
Yeah.
that just, like,
That's really what it is. It's just like I saw abuse my whole life, nigga.
Uh-huh.
It's just all I.
Yeah.
that's
So,
all I knew.
so what were you upset at in particular? Like, what did that look like?
It was just multiple things. It could be, like I said, it could just be my upbringing and why things happen to me this way. And I feel like I was a certain type of person. And then it's just like now, sometimes you don't even know what you're angry at. You're just angry because everybody was angry around you.
Okay.
So you think that's just a personality trait.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's like when you see a nigga just angry, it's like, I don't know what my dad's angry, but like, hey, I'm my dad, nigga. And so like, it's like I'm just acting like that. And then I realized like, I don't want to be like that. My dad's great now because he's been through his therapy. So
Yeah.
it's like when you're at a certain age, like a teenager, you don't necessarily know that stuff. You're just going through what
Right.
you're going through.
But my question, had you been in that scenario, if $1 million fell into your lap, do you feel like you would have still been an angry person? I think a lot of anxiety and anger is sort of rooted in sort of instability. If financial stability just like comes to you, I know $1 million, just like hypothetically.
I would say for
Do you
me,
think you'd have been like, if you weren't working at Home Depot, if you were like good?
I would always say a lot of my stuff came from preparation. I was a very bad prepper when it came to anything that I needed to do because I always got things done naturally myself. So I always got things done. And then when I felt like, specifically when it came to comedy, it's just like I was naturally good, but then it was sometimes sometimes there was inconsistency in there. So it was just like, damn,
And that would upset you.
I'm going from an anxious standpoint.
Okay,
There's no
okay.
anger in that necessarily. From an anger standpoint, if you would have dropped $1 million in my lap, I would have
You'd
been
like, I'm good.
I would have been an angry nigga with $1 million.
Okay. I just was
There would've been
curious
some-
to
there
know
would've-
like how your anger
there
manifested.
would have been some softening, but it's like there was some issues that I still had to get
yeah,
like
the
get
nigga
through.
childhood is
Yeah.
what it is.
The
Just
I know, but what does it look like though? Just
like a crash out?
no, yeah, like I mean, yeah, like what's
Because
the
think about it,
scenario?
there's
like,
millionaires now, there's rappers now that have money and they're crashing out when they
Yeah.
have hella bread. So it's just
Yeah.
like
He's
money
angry.
doesn't necessarily solve an issue.
Like everything can turn into a moment where it's just
Yeah.
like
I can
nigga
get
flies
mad.
off the handle.
but you don't like fight a lot. Are you talking
No,
about, like, getting into
but like,
arguments?
all right. So like I said, outside looking in.
What's an example?
I've been around. So I think you're looking for this kind of example, right? So like let's say somebody walks in a room, says what's up to everybody.
Okay.
There were moments where Keenan would be like, "You feel like he said what's up to me different?" And I'm like, "No."
Oh, okay. So you're in your head.
And actually, you're wrong because you'd be like, yes, you're right. Nigga.
Sometimes, but then other times I think, no, I don't think it was.
Uh-huh.
There were times where I was like,
That
yeah, I
nigga-
saw that.
Yeah, that was some weird shit. And I was just
Yeah.
like, should I go up to this nigga?
But so
Do
for
you
example,
confront him?
I mean, Keon's literally been like
Yeah.
because you remember a lot of times when I was living with Keon at the time, we would go into a lot
Yeah,
of
we
these
were just,
comedy spots
together all the time, yeah.
So it's like Keon, when I would say something, Keon would be like, don't worry about this.
yeah, because I'd be like, it's not,
It's not even a reason to go.
because
off on a nigga.
sometimes people just be
Weird.
or in a
Yeah.
mood or maybe something happened with them. That the older I started getting, I realized most things aren't personal. I'm not even gonna say not everything. Most
Okay.
things are not personal. Whatever people are going through in their own shit just comes out in other ways. But it's like, I didn't do nothing to you.
Here's
I
the thing.
didn't-
Here's
But you
my
would
here-
feel disrespected.
Here's why I would feel disrespected. If there's 5 niggas in the circle or in a space, and you go up to everybody else with this type of energy, and then I get a whole different energy,
Yeah.
or it's like, and I know I didn't do anything to you. Like I
Yeah.
know every time I see you is love and respect, and for some reason you gave me this energy. Now it's just like, did this nigga? He must think I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
That was my end. Like, who do you think he is to talk to me this way out of everybody else? I might need to teach this nigga a lesson.
Like,
And
I'll just log it. I'll just be like, all right,
cool. And then Keon be like, sometimes he be like, nah, I think you might be kind of overreacting, you kind of tripping. He's like, no, that nigga kind of gave us some love and didn't give you no love in a sense.
And then,
but then he would just be like, it's whatever. I'm at a comedy club. It's like, all right, do I go over there and be like, hey, nigga?
Right.
Because now I know myself too. Myself goes,
okay, all right, I get it now.
Yeah, I know myself. Myself isn't like, hey man, I felt like you might have myself.
You fuming. You come
myself is like, hey nigga, what the fuck is your problem, bro?
Yeah.
Did I do something? And so now this person's a man across from me. So now you got two niggas about to be like, hey nigga, don't talk to me that way.
Has
now
it
we in
ever
the
happened?
space. It's not in comedy. It's happened like at some mics before. Like, hey nigga, like. And then now the person ended up respecting me afterwards. I don't know, maybe he thought I was a hoe ass nigga for whatever reason. But like after I was like, hey nigga, who the fuck you talking to? It was like, I didn't mean it like that, dog. It's like, I was like, all right, nigga, keep it that way. You know?
And the only reason why I would be like, because I could see the fume.
That's the thing. Keon
So
saw me
I'm like, oh, he's really mad. So I'm like, just because if I say, if I hype him up, you know what I mean? Like if I'm like, yeah, nigga, he did do that shit. Like, you know what I mean?
There was a few instances that Keon would be like, that nigga kind of got you, man. You might want to go see what he was talking about.
If it was me, nigga, you know what I mean? Like, if I do that, that shit escalates where I'm just kind of like,
1,000%.
And I'm like, if we, at the end of the day, we're at work.
Yeah.
Right.
So you don't know who's watching. You don't know who's,
exactly.
We're here to network.
Have
We're
to
here
be
to. We
cognizant
got to
of
go
that.
up. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's always people watch. People talk. Comedians messy as fuck. You know all that shit. So it's just like, are you want to be known as the nigga who? That
You can't
nigga
bring
be,
Keenan here. He
you
might
know,
start a
and
fight.
it's
It's
just
like because there was cats that I knew that got banned from comedy club because they couldn't check their attitude, and it's just like, bro, I'm not gonna get banned from the places that I'm trying to get into,
But you
because
did
I couldn't
have-
control my emotions.
You did have a sense of control though, because you wouldn't confront everybody whenever that would happen.
Well, I was saying,
So you did. You were able to control your anger.
Well, I will say, like I said, a lot of times, Keon was either there or I was there with somebody. I was with another comedian because I was usually.
What if you were alone?
If I was alone, you know how you know Chappelle sketch with Charlie Murphy when he's like, that nigga hit me and Charlie's in the corner like, this nigga just I gotta go over there and smack this nigga. It would have played just like that. Now I gotta go over there and I gotta hit this nigga. Would have just like, bow. I hit you today. You're like, yeah, nigga, you hit me today.
That was weeks ago, nigga. We was fucking.
That I know I would have been that way. Just like I would have sat in the corner for a second, like, nah, this nigga think I'm the one to play with.
I think at that
Wow.
time too, where we were at, because this is early. This is years ago, right?
Yeah.
And I think at that time, I was just on some like, I don't want him to jeopardize what he's trying to get to.
Yeah.
And I think part of his, like, aside from the upbringing and everything, part of the anger was, why aren't y'all respecting me like you do? Like, why am I the nigga? Because he would have like incident after incident after incident where it felt like, I'm talking about everywhere. Like, are people fucking with him?
Yeah.
Like, are they picking on? Like, it was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
from bookers to, I'm like, why is everybody bothering him? Like, and it got funny after a while.
Is it people that he knew?
No,
Or
that's
is
what
it
I said.
just-
It could be bookers. It was just like, or a fan sending an email. Like, it was just like, why is everybody fucking with him?
Yeah.
And so I didn't want him to crash out because I'm like, it'll pass. I know what it feels like because I'm watching it. You know what I mean? And I get when your peers or people treat them like this, and why are they treating you
But it's
like
almost
this?
like being in a space with a friend of yours who's more famous than you, hypothetically, right?
But the thing is, it's like,
but we were.
Was it that or was
wasn't-
it
Nah, it was
blatant
really.
disrespect?
It was like outlier shit like that. Almost like that never happens.
Okay.
Like so, example was like.
So is he
let's say
angry,
let's
or
say
is
the
he,
three.
is he actually being fucked with?
Well, that's the thing. We couldn't tell sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Because it'd be
that
so
doesn't sound
weird.
like, that doesn't sound like anger.
It would be so weird because, like, all right, let's say we all three did a show. Like,
Uh-huh.
it was a run where, like, all three of us would do a show, and the booker would be like, we got an email about Keenan. Mind you, we all said the same joke, but for some reason, when he said it, it was a problem. And it was just
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
what are people
That
seeing?
makes you get into your own head.
Yeah,
I
and
did.
That's
so,
not anger. Though.
I did-
That's more anxiety.
I remember
but it's not
I did a show in it was I say the show I did a show in Nebraska years ago, and I had a honestly it was some of my best sets in comedy up until that point. Like I was on fire. And I'm sitting there like, nigga, I'm about to get booked as a headliner here because I was featured. I was like, it's gonna be a wrap. And then I got like multiple like emails saying like you can't book this guy again. And then the booker's hitting the person that brought me saying, hey, we might have to like not book him again because he said some things like this. And I was like, I didn't even say like derogatory words. I was like, I had some sexual content, but you can talk about sex and stand-up. And I wasn't even too vulgar with it. But it's like, but still, the people there, I guess, had their mentality, what they wanted to hear that night. And so as a booker, he should already know, be like, oh, nigga, it's just comedy. Who gives a fuck? But then this nigga sent, the next city we went to, he was just like, he called them and was like, hey, watch out for this kid because X, Y, Z, Z, Z.
That's overkill.
And that's way too much.
Yeah.
And so now the booker on that club, he comes to me and goes, hey, man, I just watched your set, man. And I got a call from the other club and they were telling me, they were warning me about you. He was like, you're fucking hilarious. He was like, I didn't see anything wrong with your set at all. I saw nothing wrong. I'm sorry that he told me to do this, but I just wanted to let you know that he did tell me to do this. Like luckily he gave me the grace of just like, hey, I'm letting you know that they kind of like they're looking at you in a way in a bad and essentially trying to ban me.
Yeah.
And I haven't been back to Nebraska since. And I Omaha was fucking. I loved Omaha. You know, shout out to Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I was like, I wanted to go back out there because I had some of my best sets.
It was fun. Omaha's legit.
Fire.
Yeah.
And then of course something similar happened on the ships also. So it's just like my thing was like Keon, like I said, me and Keon were super, super tight at one point, like since when I was living with him. So he saw a lot of shit. He's like, nigga, I can't even tell you what's happening, bro. This is kind of getting crazy at this point.
Yeah.
So kind of like the world is against them.
It
in a weird
sometimes
way.
felt like that, but then too, I pulled him aside one time because I was like, even when it came to comedy specifically, what people felt, I said your sets come off angry.
Okay.
Right.
So your delivery is why people be like, man, what's wrong with this guy?
Mm-hmm.
So that was playing a factor, I think, into what bookers and the crowd was feeling, was that it wasn't the jokes. They just were like, they were either felt bad for his trauma or felt like he was angry. So it was there was a disconnect in the delivery of the joke. And so I think that played a part at that time. You know what I mean?
But yeah,
you don't
that's
do that
just,
no more.
that's
It was just little things
altering,
that
whatever.
it was just little things that I think that I think I just got faster. And then so I'm trying to like, well, this is what I did to bypass a lot of shit, was to do this and this, because I think people they just read whatever they want to read.
How are you with it now?
What do you mean?
With a scenario like that where you feel like you're being shunned, or you feel like someone is trying to
Well, I would say I don't know, should I say this on air right now? I feel like I can't really say it on air because it was just recent.
I don't even know this one.
It just happened super recently. Yeah, I feel like I can't fully say it on air right now, but like I'll tell you guys afterwards. But like it was something. I guess give a scenario. I was working a place, and afterwards, at this particular place, I had really good sets again. It's like, and you know me, when I say I have a good set, I don't toot my own horn about having a good set. I'm super hard on myself. So it's just like, when I say I had good sets, that most likely means I had some good sets. So afterwards, I was talking to the booker. I was like, hey, man, I understand it's hard to get asses in seats, you know what I'm saying? So for a weekend, I know that might be kind of tough, but I would love to do it just do a one-nighter, you know what I'm saying? To see how I can get people in the seats or whatever the case may be. And he was like, his energy was just like, yeah, there's another person that takes care. And then there's another comedian in there, and he's watching this. So you know how we talked about earlier about like, it's like, am I tripping or am I just maybe I'm being sensitive here? And so we're going through this whole back and forth about trying to like maybe get me a spot here, and that person leaves, and then I was like, and before I could even fully say, hey, am I tripping? He said, that nigga was tripping. That nigga, I don't think he don't want to book you. Yeah. And I was just like, okay, then I'm not tripping. Then he said, nah, man, he's like, he gave you the run around energy, 1,000%. Okay. And I said, interesting. And it was just like, all right. Then I go, okay, I can't get. Then how I handled it was just like, all right, I'm not mad at. I was like, that's his personal preference. Sometimes a booker might look at you and be like, I don't think you're funny, or I don't think you're right for this club. Right. But even though the audience might think that. Right. But that's just how it goes sometimes. But you know how in comedy too, once I get my own audience, he gonna have to shut the fuck up and listen anyways. Because if I can put asses in seats, I just made your club money.
I think as a feature too, sometimes the bookers
ignore you almost.
Not ignore, but when they're watching your set, they're not looking if you ripped or not. They're looking if you weren't with your boy, who, like, they already like you. How would you do with everyone else? I think that's what they look at, because it's like, you ripped with these people that one came to see you or y'all. I can tell y'all friends. You probably have some of this. They're familiar with you, and I think when bookers are looking at it, they're like, "How would you do if you weren't with them?"
Right.
And I think that's where the shit comes from. That's what I've noticed is like when like I've heard conversations where people are pushing me to somebody. It's like it don't matter what audience. It don't matter. He'll do very well. Like it's like a if. And they probably do it more with us. I'm assuming
With black people.
it was like, yo, he'll kill in front of the, what do you do with this? Or if they, I don't think that white comics. I don't think he'll do here with here, but here they'll do well. I think it's just their own opinion of what they think you would do with an audience on a one nighter where they're gonna give away 40 tickets but they don't know. You know what I mean? They don't trust it fully.
It's crazy, man.
And also,
I think that happens.
And they have the power to be like. Sometimes I think that's part. I think there's different parts. I think that's part of it. I think it is part of it. Is like if I don't think you're funny, I don't care to book you right now, especially if you're not hot. And then I think too is it's like, well, it's just like it could just be one of those things. Like, man, I don't even like this dude. Like I didn't like your vibes this weekend.
How do you?
It could
So
be
how
all
do you,
that.
how do you process that? What's the right way to go about that in a way
Well,
that's
he
kinda
goes
healthy
home
for
and
you?
beats Janelle.
Don't say that publicly. That does not happen. I'll go.
You take it out on your family, dog. Everybody knows that.
You slam your head against a wall a few times. What you do?
Yeah. So what's the drawing board look like for you?
I just go.
in that
I
scenario
go.
like that?
I go. Like I said, I go on there and I make sure when I go on stage, I do really well, and that's all I can control.
So you can show.
Okay.
And then I go. So now my mindset is just like, hey man, if they don't, because at the end of the day, there's other clubs that be like, no, we rock with you. Like we think you're hilarious. We want to book you for a one night, or we want to bring you back to the city to do a weekend.
So you brush it off.
So I just go, okay, this is just whoever this person is, and then when it's time for me to come back, I am one of those people that's just like, when it's time for me to come back, I'm just going to tax you. In a sense, right? It's like I'm going to make sure I'm going to get things more in a sense. Like not necessarily your staff, but when it comes to a money standpoint, it's just like, oh, the money's going to be up now
I want
because
it all.
you treat me like a dickhead. So there's no 80%. No, I need 100% of all that.
I would have gave you a deal before, but I remember that.
Yeah,
I
you
remember how
was an
treated
asshole,
me.
and for no reason too. My thing is, when you're an asshole or a dickhead to me for no reason, then I can't. I don't have a lot of sympathy.
So
for
we'll wrap it up after this. But I want to. When you said that, I wanted to get both of your insight on it. So what if, like in that scenario, they weren't being a dick, they just weren't feeling you? So like, let's say you asked him and he was just like, honestly, I think you had a great set. I just don't know if you're like, he's being nice, but he just didn't.
Well, his opinion is wrong because it is.
It's like, no, you're wrong.
Because it's like if you go, I don't think you were funny. That none of that matters. It's like there's some bookers that we know they go. There's a booker that we I think we both know. They be like, I don't think they're necessarily that funny, but they rip.
Yeah.
Right, and that's
No
all
book
that
'em.
matters.
That's all
Is
that
that
matters.
when an audience gets in front of you, you do
That's
well.
all that matters to you.
No, what I'm saying.
No. The booker was saying.
Oh.
The booker he's talking about. There's a lot of people that they don't find funny,
but
when they put them up there, they rip. So
yeah,
Oh,
and
well.
it's like all that.
Every
The
booker's
only thing,
different.
that's
also,
the job,
though.
you know,
Every
that's-
booker's different.
everybody-
our job is to make people laugh.
but that's
Yeah, but every
you know
booker's
what I mean?
different.
But
They
They
insert
do.
their own
They do.
personal
That's,
feelings into
but that's
shit.
the problem. That's
Yeah.
what he's talking about. The
It's
problem.
a problem, but it's the reality that we have to navigate.
Right, but
Yeah.
I'm just going off what he's saying. If he's saying that, if that person said that to me, my thing was to be like, hey man, at the end of the day, what are we trying to do here? We're trying to get asses in seats, or what? If we're trying to get asses in seats, you should be able to take your feelings out of it.
Well, now we're talking about two different things, though. Now we're talking about the ability to get asses in seats versus
and
being
perform.
funny.
Like, what
Right.
if he said, I heard you were ripping. I personally, I don't know, but I'll give you another club I think you'll do great at. Are you still mad at them?
He's putting me with all the Negroes. He goes,
But I don't
there's
know.
a club where all the
But even
other
there, he
people
got
go.
you a booking. Are you still mad?
I'm not gonna be mad at either case.
Okay. Or when you come back, are you taxing? Because he got you work.
Nah, I'll be like, because here's the thing. I will understand that he might be like, all right, I think you might be better at this club,
Okay.
and I can understand that. I'm like I said, I'm not stupid. I can understand like, hey, this club over here, a lot of comics that either are similar to you or that do your type of material, they do well here, and not knowing that I have a variety of material that I can do a lot of different things. So it's just like, all right, I heard you do a lot of marriage stuff this weekend. You know, my thing is with marriage, like I'm saying, well, my marriage stuff is universal. Anybody can like it. I've done it in front of all white crowds, it's destroyed. I've done it in front of all black crowds, it's destroyed. So it's just like, if that's what you're going off that material, then whatever, cool. Then it's like, all right, I probably wouldn't tax you I'm not gonna tax you because it's like you said, you still looked out for me.
You got me work.
You still looked
gotta
out for
work.
me. I feel like I'm very nice and I'm very lenient with a lot of stuff, unless you just do me completely dirty for no reason. And I'm just like, then I kind of feel like, all right, man, you just being, because there's niggas that I might not like because I'm like, man, I don't like this nigga face. But I'm not going, I don't treat you any differently. If somebody goes, hey, man, do you think that person will be good for this role? I would never take food from somebody. I'd be like, book them, yeah. I'm that type of, even if I don't like you, go ahead, yeah, get them. I don't fuck, like, go ahead, book them. What about you?
Oh, I brush past most things because I understand like these people, generally speaking, within this world are so weird and quirky.
Losers.
I won't say losers,
But
but
a lot of them were.
Everybody's everybody. I'm expecting bullshit.
Yeah.
If I reach out to you, I'm expecting you to like not get back to me.
Oh,
or
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
expecting
absolutely.
At this point,
some layer of bullshit, which
Yeah.
is very interesting because how hard we work, and then we see some of our counterparts. It's very fucking like the club dates just lay in their hand. Like it's very interesting. But to protect myself, I don't put any thought into it. I just go on my path. You fuck with me or not. I don't need a reason why you do or a reason why you don't. I'm just fucking with who fuck with me. And there's enough work and enough opportunity for you to pivot. There's so many opportunities.
For sure.
So I'm not giving energy to any any negativity unless you have anything, unless you have something constructive, unless you have something when I did that competition, the dude, one of the dudes, the first night of the finals was like, I came in like 4th place or something. Or 4 out of 5 that first night of the finals, and he was like, "Oh man, like you clearly have like the best writing, the best material, but we just wish that you would just like up the performance a little bit. Wish that you could blah 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 blah. Wish that you would just yada 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 yada." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Right.
And I did the exact same shit that I was doing and ended up winning. So."
Right.
It's like everybody's got something to say. Everybody has an opinion about something. Unless I respect your opinion, I respect your path, your authority, your veteranship in this world or in this business. If you're a comic, like, you know, I kind of just take it with a grain of salt. I take everything with a grain of salt. Like. Let me introduce you to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I've been out here long enough. All right, yeah. All right.
Hey, we gonna talk.
Yeah,
all right. I just gotta. We gonna talk on Sunday.
Everybody is full of shit.
You
almost have to be.
Hey, every time I see you, hey man,
Yeah.
we gonna talk. I was like, all right, bro.
Sure,
All right.
All right. I will say the only difference now versus then is more people follow up with we don't talk. We'll talk now. That's about it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'll be like, man, whatever.
All right.
So we done.
Yeah.
All right, just did we do our promo? We didn't.
I don't have anything. So
What do you got? You got something?
I think we're gonna be in Dallas. And on like the 21st to 23rd, I think. Whatever that weekend of the 20th is, and then right after that next weekend will be in Atlanta.
Nice.
So Dallas and I haven't done Atlanta yet, but Dallas is
Atlanta's fire.
Texas in general is probably one of my favorite states to perform.
I don't like Dallas.
You like Dallas?
I don't like Dallas either.
I don't like Dallas.
Really?
Love Houston.
I think Houston was better than Dallas.
I like Austin.
I like
Austin was fire.
But I've done Dallas multiple times now, and I'm going again this year. I went to Dallas in one club. Last year I went to a different club. I'm doing a different club this time. I'm trying to see if it's the clubs. And if this Dallas one is mid too, I'm not going to Dallas no more, bro. I'm not. And it's not the turnouts. It's the energy. It's a weird energy in Dallas.
Okay.
And so if I'm trying a new club. This is a third time's a charm. And if this don't work, I'm like, okay, it's Dallas.
Dallas is off the bar?
It's just, it don't matter what club. It's Dallas. So we'll see.
This come out next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I'm doing I do a bunch of just indie shows around town and shit. So that show's called Hot Biscuits. And that'll be in LA. That's their first show. And then on that Saturday, March 22nd, I'm like, this is also weird. I probably even shouldn't promote this, but I'm hosting a couple special tapings for a couple funny guys. So that'll be at the Kookaburra Lounge in Hollywood, and that'll be on Saturday. So if y'all want to go watch some tapings, I probably won't even post this. This is silly. Yeah, Nick Guerra's taping a special. Willie Mack, Charles Gould, and Ty Barnett. They're all
nice.
taping specials. They asked me
What,
to
15
host.
minutes?
No, they're taping half hours, I think.
Oh.
Through that production company. That production company really fucks with me. The Super Nice Guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh yeah. They didn't get back to me, but I'm
They asked me to host it.
I'm shooting some shit in May.
Okay, a special.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Well,
All
look
Right.
at you.
Congratulations.
In Vegas.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Look at
I
that guy.
reached out to some people on my own. I was like, then people didn't get back to me, and I was like, all right, I don't give a fuck. And then
LA Comedy Club or a different spot?
yeah, I'm shooting it there because
Okay.
it's just so convenient, and the people I'm shooting with is already in Vegas, and
Yeah.
then I already have a relationship with them, and
Nice.
it's so convenient. It kind of lined up perfect. They was like, yo, that's the 1 week we're off too, and they were like, everything was like lining up. I was like, all right, I'm gonna shoot
Time
it.
to
I got
do
this
it.
hour already.
Yeah.
Cause I'm running 2 different hours on the road. I'm like, and I'm already building my third because I'm doing these shows at Flappers and shit. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't need another one. So I was like, let me shoot this, get this shit out,
Yeah.
chop up the clips, whatever. They can. I don't give a fuck.
They're
They
gonna
can
hate
have it,
me.
but they,
I think you should shoot it somewhere else.
Nah, that club be.
If it's
energy-wise,
all about how he gets responses.
fire.
That's how I look at it. If he gets good responses,
Yeah,
in LA
that club.
Comedy
Be,
in
that's why I was
Vegas,
like, when I was there, I was like, yeah, because my
Yeah.
sets.
Not
be-
the club, but the aesthetic of it.
They're gonna change it.
Okay.
They're gonna
Okay,
change.
okay.
The,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
put their
yeah.
lighting,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
signs up
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
Not the visual. They're not gonna
Yeah.
leave it like that as
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Nah. They gonna
That makes
special
sense,
it up.
yeah.
You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Make it look like I didn't even know you shot there because I've seen their
Yeah.
other work. They was like, guess where we shot that? And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Like,
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
so yeah, I'm gonna do that
Good.
and then have it done. Yeah,
Yeah.
shoot it. I just gotta see what they're doing as far as like openers, and because it's gonna be a different format than they normally have. Because I'm gonna do an
Yeah.
hour versus the 30 minutes. So
Yeah.
I'm like, what are y'all doing now with this?
Well, let me know.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot it on the Friday, Saturday of that week.
I'll pull up.
All right.
It'd
well,
be even better if I was on it. You know what I mean? But I'll pull up. I'm gonna pull up
Could
to
be.
come
I'm
support the
I'll ask them.
special.
I'll,
You know
I'll
what
see
I'm
what the shooting
saying?
thing is.
But it'd be nice if I was on it.
That's
Yeah.
fine with
It'd be
me.
nice if you was on it too.
I mean, you know,
I don't know.
I
It'd be
would like-
nice,
if
you
the-
know, if they just decided to shoot a special with us.